Sonic Speed!
Woohoo! Super Mario T here, and we got news that a Nintendo Direct is coming April 12th. Link it in the description. It goes to Nintendo's website saying that there is a Direct, but I'm reading right here. It says that a Nintendo Direct will be airing April 12th, this Wednesday, at 3 p.m. Pacific Time and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for information on Nintendo Switch and Nintendo 3DS, and a presentation focused mainly on ARMS and Splatoon 2. Now, before this was even announced, I was certain we weren't going to get any more information besides like small hiccups. I thought we'd get a bigger presentation showing off the big stuff at E3. I felt so sure E3 would be like the next big bombshell of Nintendo games and news and junk, but looks like I stand corrected. This Direct will be mainly focused on ARMS and Splatoon 2. If you ask me, I firmly believe we'll get release dates for both games. For ARMS, we'll get information on more characters, more stages, some other modes or the game's story, and the same for Splatoon 2. I think we'll get more info on more weapons, more maps, the story, which takes place after the first Splatoon, and we'll get some info on upcoming 3DS and Switch games as well. I almost never played the first Splatoon despite me owning it because of other games catching my attention, so I doubt I'll get caught up in Splatoon 2's hype as well, but the game was fun even if I barely played it much. ARMS, on the other hand, I could see me playing that more. I see potential in ARMS. I think it could be a really great fighting game, maybe a popular esports title, wishful thinking, but I can see this game attracting competitive gamers. It looks like a fun fighting game. It kind of gives off that vibe mixed with, like mixing Overwatch with Punch-Out. I'm looking forward to seeing more info on ARMS, and I just hope I get more money for the game, more Joy-Cons, and a Switch Pro controller, because damn it, these things are so expensive. The 3DS is being given some spotlight as well, as there are some more games coming to the 3DS, such as bigger releases along the names of Ever Oasis, Pikmin coming to the 3DS, Lady Layton, Fire Emblem Echoes, and Fire Emblem Warriors. Now, if you ask me, I don't think they're trying to keep the 3DS alive to keep their whole shtick of having a console and a handheld developed side by side. I think they have some titles already in development for the 3DS, and they're trying to finish those and get those out of there and be done with them. Not immediately, but I do not see the 3DS making a huge stamp in 2018, as the Switch is already taking over 2017, because if they combine their handheld developers and their console developers, you have two teams combined into essentially one, working on one console, meaning you'd be getting a lot more games, you'd be getting more polish, more effort put into those games at a much faster rate. If Nintendo puts all their developers and effort into the Switch, then I firmly believe they'd be better off that way, because you already have a console that's mobile, that's already setting itself up, combining the teams just as it's setting itself up for social gratification. But I think this year will be the year the 3DS will be slowly lowered into its grave and be given a proper send-off. Now, about the games. Ever Oasis is an RPG that was not given any further details since last year's E3, so it is kind of weird we've been left in the dark about it. Not sure how many people will care about that game, but still. I think we'll get a release date and maybe some other stuff will get shown off. We'll get more info on the Pikmin coming to 3DS as well, the release date, any other tidbits in the game left to be shown off, though because it's a side-scrolling Pikmin game on the 3DS, I'm not too sure how many people will be excited to get this, cause that gameplay is splitting a lot of people up. As for Lady Layton, I know nothing about it, so I got nothing. Lastly, Fire Emblem Echoes and Warriors. Echoes, we might get an overview of the game again, since that game comes out next month, and I think there might have been enough info to give the premise and important stuff on that game. I think we'll get more characters and info shown off to Warriors for the 3DS as well. But my main question is, you have Warriors coming to the Switch. Why did you make a 3DS version too? Hyrule's Warriors Legends didn't make it work that well. This won't work any better. But it's whatever. There are other 3DS games coming as well, but more so smaller titles like Runbow, Pocket, and others I can't really think of off the top of my head. They might get mentioned as well, maybe a release date, but like you guys, I care more about the Switch stuff coming than the 3DS stuff. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because again, I thought Nintendo was saving these announcements for E3, but we're getting a Direct anyway, so we really don't know. I said my piece on Splatoon 2 and ARMS. Fire Emblem Warriors for the Switch, it'll probably get the same amount of announcements the 3DS version is getting. I don't think we'll be getting a release date on Warriors until E3, because Fire Emblem's become one of Nintendo's higher tier franchises. It has a massive audience. It's not as niche as it was since Melee. And with a game as big as Hyrule Warriors was, I think Fire Emblem Warriors will get that E3 spotlight too, and then is where we'll get the release date, but that won't stop us from getting details and info coming to the game. Breath of the Wild, on the other hand, is getting DLC as people can purchase the expansion pass. I think we'll get information on the DLC coming to Breath of the Wild and when it's coming, because one pack is coming in the summer and another pack is coming in the holiday. We'll know the summer pack in this direct, we'll know the holiday one at E3. Now this is where it gets to the nitty-gritty tricky parts. I think we'll get information on Pikmin 4. If not this direct, no doubt we'll get it at E3. Pikmin 4 is already done with development, just like Miyamoto said. We just need more information about the game because it's already been in development for a couple of years already. But if we get no Pikmin 4 news, no doubt it's going to be at E3. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I think it's over and done with. It won't be shown off. The only thing I can see being shown off about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is that it gets a tiny little frame and Bill or someone else says along these lines, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is coming in a few weeks. Be sure to purchase it, and that's roughly it. Unless they are planning DLC for the game, and if we're lucky, purchasers of the original Mario Kart 8 will get some sort of pass and not double dip on buying the game essentially twice. I do not see anything beyond that for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We got an overview trailer for the game. I don't see it being shown off for a long time at all. If it doesn't get shown off, period, I won't be surprised. The eShop, I'm a little bit split on, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like they will announce features and tidbits coming to the Switch and the eShop, but because the eShop is one of the bigger things about the Switch, I feel like they'd save it for E3, but I also feel like people are just waiting, just begging for Virtual Console games, especially GameCube. But I also, you know what? Nah. Screw it. I think they will announce Virtual Console games and GameCube being the starting games because people love playing those classic games. And I'm not talking about Super Mario Bros. For the NES, Mario World, the first Zelda. No NES or SNES games, even if they are good. I'm talking N64 games and the GameCube games. Not just because of the fact they're classic and fun, but the fact you can play them anywhere you want, and the multiplayer aspect is really being pushed with the Switch and is convenient. I'm sure you could have games like Kirby Air Ride, Mario Kart Double Dash, Star Fox Assault, Melee, and other games on there with little troubles. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has that easily accessible, fleshed out multiplayer along with the Switch's convenient portability. If they use that for the Virtual Console as well, they're gonna make big bucks just from that. And a rumor a while back said the first GCN Virtual Console games coming to the Switch were Super Smash Bros. Melee, Super Mario Sunshine, and Luigi's Mansion. Even those three games will do great on the eShop, and that lineup is solid. If they just keep expanding on that Virtual Console with maybe, I don't know, Mario Strikers, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, Metroid Prime, Pokemon Coliseum, and XD Gale of Darkness, and maybe even throw in some Wii games too, like Galaxy, Mario Party, others, because the Joy-Cons do have that motion control and sensitivity, I'm sure the Wii games could work as well. They would make a lot of money just from the Virtual Console alone. DS games might work as well, because I mean, we have a Japanese mobile game on the Switch, so it is possible they could work the 3DS, no, not 3DS, the regular DS in there. As for NES and SNES games, you could play them already on other systems, not to mention the NES Classic, which still needs restocks, Nintendo, come on! But I'm sure those will come too, but please don't make that the main focus. We need the GameCube games. N64 too, DS, Wii, mostly the GameCube ones are what we care about. But some of you might be thinking, the Virtual Console's nothing. No. Here's the thing that makes the Virtual Console a key factor. Say, Super Mario 64 went on there. Classic Nintendo 64 game, everyone loves it. People would be willing to buy that because it's fun, explorative, easy to get into, and it's easy for most people to go back to. People do get interested in those classic games. Now, those games were limited to the console and one specific location back in the day. You had to hook up your N64 to the TV, GameCube, Wii, whatever. Imagine you play that same game, but on your console, your tablet that could be taken anywhere. Not on a DS, not limited by graphics, the same game with the same features and feelings from before, now in a much more convenient fashion. That's going to get people onto the system as well as Virtual Console because it's already getting me in that aspect with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I could see myself talking to the guys and girls in my class before the teacher's here, or we all sit and chill, and I'm just like, hey, you want to play some Mario Kart? And they easily get into it because one Joy-Con's all I need, and that convenience and social aspects can apply to future Switch games and Virtual Console games, not just Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But Nintendo, for the love of God, now's the time for the GameCube Virtual Console. You cannot mess this up. This opportunity is way too good to pass up or wait upon. At the latest, E3 should have news on that, but we should get details on Virtual Console now. And maybe some other features like a web browser, YouTube, Netflix, or whatever. Add those apps too. You can access YouTube and Netflix easily on your other platforms, but because of the Switch's convenience, it's practically begging for YouTube and Netflix to get on there, and they could attract that mainstream audience just with getting those apps on there. And maybe the online functionality could be announced too. It could be fleshed out in the process as well, since Mario Kart 8 and Splatoon are coming. Third parties, there may be 1 or 2 announced in this Direct, but I don't see any more until E3, because I feel like Nintendo would save their third-party announcements to reach that broader audience, and they could say at E3 where everyone's watching and be like, hey, we have third parties, come buy our system. Even if Ukulele, FIFA, Minecraft, Bomberman, and others are coming out / coming soon. And lastly, going back to Mario 64, which I'll use as a segue into Super Mario Odyssey, here's the thing. I do not think we're going to get any Mario Odyssey news. I'll be shocked if we get anything Mario Odyssey related, because I'm almost dead positive they're saving that for E3. That's their next AAA game, the game that sold a lot of people on the Switch. Everyone's anticipating for that game. I mean, Breath of the Wild is what sold a lot of people on the Switch too, but Mario Odyssey can reach that much broader, more spread out, diverse audience. Even if Zelda's fantastic, not everyone plays Zelda. And also, Breath of the Wild's trailer got 10 million views, whereas Mario Odyssey's is almost double that. 19.3 million views. This trailer's amount of views surpassed the number of Wii U units sold. You know the system and its games are doing more things right than the Wii U if one game is setting a shit ton of people on board. People do buy a system for one game. It may sound stupid, but it's true. If we get anything at all Odyssey related, it might be an extra level, an extra world I should say, or a little bit of more exposition within the game's premise, Mario's hat or whatever. I don't see Mario Odyssey coming this once. I don't know, man. I mean, I love more. I would love more Odyssey news. Believe me. My channel's name's Mario. Like, believe me, I would love more Odyssey. But I could just see them holding out on that and pushing that for E3. I see it becoming the most anticipated game of 2017 and potentially game of the year when it will be unveiled at that time. I'd love to be wrong, but I don't see it happening. So, yeah, that's basically my thoughts on what's to come in this Direct. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have any other ideas in mind I didn't mention? Let me know. But thank you guys for watching, and stick around for more things Nintendo and other gaming videos. I'm doing a Road to Sonic Mania series, and I completed Sonic 1. I'm moving on to Sonic 2 for any Sonic fans or people interested in knowing Sonic. But take care, enjoy your spring break, enjoy your time at work or school if you don't have break, enjoy the Direct, and stay super.